What happens is that they say that silence is the worst type of betrayal that we can ever be guilty of on behalf of those who are exploited. When you're just silent. When you see it and you do not say anything about it. That is why the Prophet ﷺ again would praise people of Izzah. But see, what happens is that sometimes dying in such a fashion takes a lot more courage than dying in the battlefield. Because you come in there and you say, I am not afraid. And do you know why people are not afraid, subhanallah? Because they remember the majesty of Allah. It was said that one time, one of the Khalifas, one of the tyrants, because Islamic history is also, mashallah, we have our fair share of tyrants. So one time he called in two alims, two scholars to speak. He wanted to speak to them. You know when they say that a tyrant says, I want to talk to you. Usually people will be shivering and they will be very afraid. So as they were walking there, the two alims are given advice to one another. So one of them said to the other, now you listen carefully now. All that courage and bravery that you've been talking about, you leave that behind the door. And when we go to the man, we just say, yes sir, whatever you want, your majesty, your honor, your excellency. That's all we're going to say. Deal, deal. And they shook hands. And they walk in there. And the minute they walk in there, the person that said that I was going to be quiet goes on of the Khalifa. And you are this, and you are this, and you are this, and you are this. And the Khalifa was absolutely silent. And then he let them go. And then when they walked out, his friend said, wait a minute now. That was not the deal that we had. We thought that we made an agreement that when we go in there, all what we were going to say, yes sir, no sir. And now you said, what happened to you? He said, you know, as we walked in there, I started remembering the majesty of Allah. Allah is Al-Khaliq, the creator. Allah is Al-Razzaq, the sustainer. I remember that it's only Allah that is Al-Mumit, Allah that takes away life. And I remember that Allah is Al-Hayy, the ever-living. I remember that Allah is Al-Qahar, the irresistible. He said, I remember the majesty of Allah. I had my eyes closed. And when I opened my eyes, that Khalifa looked like a pussycat in front of me. And he said, at that point, I had absolutely no respect for him. Because I became so aware of the majesty of Allah.
Every night brings a new day. Allah alleviates all pain. Everything has its end. Allah is enough for me. Everything has its end. Allah is enough.